Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining our weekly calls. We're a little bit late, so we do apologize. Today, we want to kick off our call. We do have like the beginning of our sort of review of the book that we are all reading at the same time. In case you don't know what book we're talking about, it's called Lose It for Life, and it comes with a workbook. And we're on chapter 1 this week. And for those of you who have not received it or you're just following along, it's literally the book that ties together your fitness, your health, and your faith. And in all honesty, they all go hand in hand together. But before we jump into the book, we want to touch base on what is happening with you this week. I know we had Easter, and I know that a lot of people have embraced the journey, and I want to commend you for that. Like, even after Easter, you stepped on the scale, you posted, you owned it. That is part of the journey. The journey is not that, I had a bad weekend, so I'm not going to post my meals. The fact that you actually stepped on the scale is something that you have to honor, because you owned the treats you had over the weekend and you're responsible for your life. Now you're no longer living in a shadow of excuses, or it's just that I'm not meant to lose weight. No. The thing is that when I eat certain things, my body gains the weight. So now you don't have a shield to cover up against, so it's okay to own it and say, you know what, it's true. I didn't drink enough water. I had cake. I love, what's her name? She posts every day. She said que because her cake said que él está vivo. She would
¿Qué fue?
Quince de los Santos. She posted that because él está vivo, ella no engordó al otro día porque el bizcocho decía eso. But in all honesty, I think that what really helps is the fact that if you're having your treats, you're probably having them earlier in the day, which is not affecting the scale, because then you're having your vegetables and your fruits and your proteins at night. From a coach perspective, and I don't know if Norris wants to interject with that, but I do want to kind of review the idea of understanding why many people say, can you just tell me what to eat from morning, lunch, and dinner? And why we no longer do that. We give you the formula. We give you the formula so that you know the basics, right? So you know what it is in FFC and what is a protein, and that it is best for you to have it for breakfast and for lunch. But you choose which FFC that is and which protein that is. Now, we do highly recommend that Shakeology be one of them. Why? Because Shakeology is full of the nutrients your body needs. And not because we use it, but because it has helped us. And it has a lot of things that I wish I could, break apart and tell you here, this is what it does, but in reality it is. Now, let's say, for example, I am a person that I eat by cravings. So some mornings I feel like I want something hot. I won't have Shakeology for breakfast. I will have Shakeology for dinner because I want something warm. I want oatmeal with my yogurt. And that's my oatmeal is my FFC and my yogurt is my protein. And I can do that because that's part of the rule. But then at night, some days I'm like, damn, man, the kids are having pasta. I want to have pasta too. So I will have like spaghetti squash, which is a vegetable that I can have at night with a protein. And I satisfy my cravings by that. I don't like, you see how we did the 14-day plan? I feel caged in when you cage me into a plan that I'm supposed to eat this on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. I feel like I'm on a diet, and I don't want to live on a diet. So for me, it doesn't work that way. And I know that, and I'm okay with that. But I'm also the type of person that if I have to eat raw peppers with cucumbers and put carrots in my Shakeology because I'm not prepared, I will do that. Many people are not like that.
Or cauliflower for dinner on your Shakeology, and then you blend it.
And put peanut butter on it.
Peanut butter does everything better. You just add the peanut butter. Some things just don't sound right, but then they're fuel for your body and you know that they're good. And that's when you literally know you turned a leaf. Like literally that was me yesterday in the kitchen with Oneris as the kids were having chicken parmesan and chicken alfredo over fettuccine. Like the old Norris would have been digging in that meal. But now I know better. It's not that I'm not going to have that. No, not at all. But I'll have that as lunch. I'm not going to lose my whole day. And then my body didn't need that heavy meal for bed. Like, is what works best for you. And I'm with Oneris as far as like eating according to your desire. And I find that the freedom that we found in this journey, and you ladies, we can open the floor later, is you're able to choose and mix and match from the list and just feel free to know that you can do that. If you are struggling with meal ideas, we have the Fixate cooking show on Beachbody On Demand. And you know that anything that goes into the yellow container or purple is an FFC. So that's the only shift that you need to make. And let's say I need a meal plan. We have the beautiful 14-day meal plan that you can follow to the T, because I also understand that there's moments in our lives when everything is so chaotic that you don't have time to think of what am I going to eat. So when you have a detailed plan, it kind of makes it easier. So go that route. Like the options are endless here. If we take ownership of our choices and decisions, I think it's so much easier to just say, hi, I just got bored with what to eat, or I just don't know what to eat. I think that that's just you feeding yourself BS, because the infinity of possibilities in a produce section, in protein, in dairy, are endless. We have an amazing group of women here who post their meals, and that's why it's highly encouraged for us to all participate in the group and share our meal ideas, so we're always kind of gravitating towards one another, one, staying accountable, and also enjoying your recipes and like saying, oh, but I could do that. Like Lady Lee posted this juicy chicken cutlet the other day, and I'm like, wow, I can eat that right now. I eat with my eyes. Hence why my foods have to be like colorful, crisp. I need that in my plate. And when I saw Lady Lee's thing, and those are the things that my eyes are like, wow, I can have like right now. It's from Trader Joe's, guys. Like, that's amazing. You can have them in your freezer and always be prepared. So as long as you have the mindset of, I'm in this for the long term, I'm willing and open to take chances on certain things that I've never tried before, then you're all good. But if you're still stuck on the mentality of, this is just not going to work for me, then it's not going to work for you, because you've already made that decision in your mind. And those are mind hacks that we really need to come to terms with, because I think that we can be our biggest motivators and sometimes our biggest enemies. And that can get tiring real quick. Because the excitement, I'm sure all of us here on this call can relate, and those that are listening too. When you start something, you're eager to begin because you have no idea what you've set yourself up for. And then when you're in the trenches, when the kids get sick, when they're on vacation, when you have a party to go to, when the weekend gets there, that's when the real work begins. Because the tools are there. Now what? It's going to be a daily action. It's like showering every day, committing to the decision of, you know what? I've already lived my life for whatever amount of years you have, living a certain way. Now I'm going to need to adapt to a whole new world. That's going to take work. So once you embrace that is not a microwave effect, life just becomes easier. And I have to say that this book is heaven sent because it talks about all of that. It talks about surrendering. It talks about being real with yourself. Like, you can be Oneris, yourselves at some point, but it's not going to last forever, because we need to catch ourselves in the lies that we've taught ourselves. And I think that the beauty of this is that, like, we have everything in our hands. Now it's up to us to do something about it, because we know that it works.
So let's open up like we did last week. I think that was really powerful. Celebrating what are your victories.
I'm going to make tea, so I'm going to take off the ear.
Let's go ahead and share, and that way we can jump into some of our takeaways. And if you want to share just your takeaways from the first chapter, you can go right ahead and do that. Not all at once.
Bueno, nadie nunca quiere hablar. En fin, hi. So, something that happened right now. I was cooking, and they have French fries. I would have the option to have the French fries, but I did a turnip. Is it? So I had my turnips, and I was very happy at the end. Like I'm freaking full right now. I'm full, so I'm very excited about that.
Isn't
Another
it like
thing
a good
is,
switch? Did you season them with the onion powder one with the everything?
oh, the everything but the bagel. Yeah, I put a little bit. Oh my god, so good.
The other day I put
What else I was gonna say?
and my
Huh?
husband, the other day I did asparagus. Literally, just put spray pan on the pan, put the
Mhm.
asparagus in the oven, and I just drizzled the everything but the bagel on them.
Mhm.
My husband's like, "What did you put on the asparagus?" I was just thinking about them all day yesterday. I was like, really? Oh yeah, put a little bit of limon and you're good to go. Like they're really good, crunchy and delicious.
Oh really? I don't like asparagus, but
I love asparagus. That's one of my
yeah.
favorite veggies. Mm-hmm.
They're good for the
Mm.
abs. They're ab veggies.
Uy, esos apps no van a llegar ahora porque esa vaina a mí no me gusta.
Mi niña, pero usted estaba en los 200 la semana pasada y hoy usted está en 127.
Yo le dije, ella salió muy sexy, está para ponerla en vitrina.
Ella está.
¡Cállate!
Ella salió así, bien sexy, así.
Yo tengo esto. All right, I gotta look for my tea.
I'm sorry, Lady Lee. You were saying your celebrations.
Ya, eso era.
You're doing very good. I'm very, very proud of you. I am.
Me too.
We're all
Thank you.
so happy for you. You got the swing of 2B mindset, and I think it's something I was talking to her is once you get the 2B mindset in your mind, like it becomes so easy. It goes with you everywhere. For instance, today, it's spring break. I'm not sure. I know that we have people from all over, but here the kids are off from school and we're trying to keep them busy because hello. And this spring is not your regular spring here in New York. It's snowing. It's like cold. It's just, ooh. So they can get a little bit too much in the house. So Nerves and I are trying to invent some things. Today we went to Long Island, Farmingdale. And the options in these places are not the best. So Nerves and I pasamos trabajo because in this journey, that's going to happen too. Sometimes you're going to have to take the sacrifice of not eating anything at all and just waiting for your next meal and holding on tight to hope and chewing gum, drinking water because the availability out there is not fun. So we went to a Dominican restaurant, hungry. You know what I did? I ordered grilled chicken with salad and avocado. The avocado was my treat for my long day. Because 2B mindset can be done anywhere. You just have to make some sacrifices in some places. It's not always going to be that way, but just wanted to add that. And now I'm having some tea because when you go out to restaurants, they're usually saltier, more oily, what you're having, but it's the best that I was able to do with the options. But I'm, excited. Sonia, how are you? Cynthia, Wendy? I don't know. Any
Good.
How's it going? I know that some
You
of you
girls had a meetup over the weekend, like for Easter.
and I was jelly.
Yes, we did. It was fun. It was nice to meet them in person.
Aw.
It was great. And it's weird because it's like we were looking at each other like we're not strangers. Like it was like the funniest thing. Like,
Are they real? Are they for real? Are they?
Like, oh my God, the little square box becomes a human, and you're like, oh wow, but I
yeah. And we were all like chit-chatting and stuff like that. And it was just amazing, how it's really a sisterhood, not just like virtually. Like we were all so excited and embraced each other.
That's
It was real nice.
That's a beautiful thing. And I think that seeing you guys live that brought so much joy to me on this end. I wanted to be there with you, but I also was able to see it from the bigger picture. That's what you guys mean to us when we see you in person, because it's like, like we've been through it all. Like we share our ugly and our pretty, and
We were talking about our favorite autumn moves.
Yes.
We were
Our
laughing.
most favorite ones.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing with the journey? Are you still continuing on with your 80?
I'm not as consistent. I'm not close to my 80, but yes, I've been working out. Um, I'm trying to get more weights because I'm debating if I'm gonna do a second round of that or jump into something else. But regardless of what I select, I need to get heavier weights.
I was gonna say I've been double thinking. I was talking to Lady Lean the other day, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to do a second round, another round of 80 day on the 30th of April, because we traveled to Summit June 20th, and I don't have 80 days left. So I was looking into Shift Shop.
I didn't. I saw. I received an email for the apparel, and I'm like, I haven't seen that, so I'm gonna go through the stuff.
Shift Shop is a 21-day program per phase, right? And it has 3 phases. Or 2 phases. I think it's 2 phases. It's 2
Okay.
phases. I'm gonna look into it, but it's 2 phases, and it's 21 days each. Yes, it's 42 days. So
Okay.
I like the fact that that one includes weights. It's 25 minutes, and then it ramps it up to 35 minutes.
Okay. So that sounds more doable to me.
It's 3 phases because it's 25, 35, and then 45 minutes. That's
Okay.
the longest on the last phase. And that one, I first did it with the bear crawls, and I thought it was going to be dying. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder how I'm going to do it now, because we do so many bear crawls and so many different moves that it's going to feel like a breeze.
No hable.
Bueno, I don't know if a breeze to the rest of us.
Miren, el que haga 80 Day Obsession otra vez, tan cucu. ¿Ustedes saben por qué? I'm getting tired of her. I'm sorry. Like, she's talking too much. Yo le quería dar una galleta a ella. I'm so sorry. Like, she kept talking, you know.
¿Y desde cuándo no habla ella?
No, oye.
Mira, ella no hablaba así. Yo cogí 21 Day Fix.
El primer día que yo le dije a Oniri, yo no la soporto. Con esa risita, pero Dios.
Y yo, pero esa mujer no tiene pausa. Y yo le doy fast forward. I can.
I tell her to shut up. My daughter laughs at me. She's like, who are you talking to? I'm like, the lady on my screen.
I start doing my own moves, and I'm like, you're still talking? Like, really?
It's not
Me too.
It's unnecessary. You're
Si ella no oye.
I know. She's like that annoying person that you can't understand. Ella dije, oh, ¿por dónde vamos? Oh, dije 15. I'm like, no. Usted hizo 15 hace rato, mi hermana. Y ella, she kept going. She overcount, like, como que uno es flaquito, así como ella. ¿Está loco?
Narga.
First one to do a second round.
You're going to do a second round?
No, I thought she would be the first one to do a second round, Lady Ling.
Me?
Le dio.
Say something. Though you Autumn have we've had a very difficult relationship. Her programs though have gotten me my better results, like hands down. Besides Shailene Extreme, I might be incorporating some of her workouts into my future. The booty workouts, like Triple A, like Homegirl knows what she's doing. I'll mute her on those days, and then I'll be selective on what I'm choosing to torture myself with because the results are there. But I love me some Sean Week. It motivates me. He speaks to my mind. We have 21 Day Fix, the regular one. She wasn't as like obnoxious and like talking so much. You know, because alguna gente se le sube lo sumo a la cabeza. Like, I think that's what happened to her. I'll be quiet. Because I can like not be nice. We want to be nice.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Autumn. I'm so sorry.
They're killing your wife, your woman. Man.
You know, Brazilian butt lift también. Leandro, nadie le da crédito. Leandro's from Brazil.
Let me just say something, guys, before I jump into the book. As of Friday, we will be able to order the snack bars. So the snack bars will be available as of Friday. And if you just have, all you have to do is go into your office, into your shop. Once you log in, and you can place your order. There are 2 flavors. Let me share the screen so that you guys can see it. There's going to be 2 flavors for it. They're delicious. Velas aquí. So there's the chocolate cherry almond, and then there's the peanut butter one. There's my boy. Todo lo ven ahí. A él. A él. Él es Joel. Así se llama mi hijo también, pero él es muy lindo. So we have the beach bar, the peanut butter chocolate one, and the cherry almond one. And we could look at all the ingredients. I believe, I haven't looked into the packages, but I believe you can buy like a 1 package and it brings 1 flavor. How do I purchase it? You can go into the beachbody.com place, and for US residents, a 15-bar box of beach bars can be delivered to your home for $39, and that is plus the shipping. So that's like $2.65 per bar. So you can compare it to what you buy with the boxes of Kind bars and, you know, the other ones, the Luna bars. And these are more compatible with our grams of protein and less sugar.
This is a perfect snack. Like now, when we're on the go today, if Nervous and I would have had this, we would have had 1 each because it would have less, you know, that little break in between before dinner, we could have had this. So I'm so thankful for these bars because I used to be one that lived on Kind bars. I'm not saying Kind bars are bad, but if you buy the fruity ones, they're over 200 calories loaded with sugars that you don't need. So having an option like this just makes life so much simpler. Guys, I don't know if I can say a lot, but remember, you can stop me if I say too much. But I was on a call this week with the producer and maker, like the brains behind To Be Mindset, along with our nutritionist, Alana. And all I have to say is to be ready for May 2nd. I feel a responsibility to share this tonight because I was part of the initial group of where she came in and gave us her idea of what this whole thing is about water first, veggies most. And I experienced a one-on-one mentorship with Alana in this test group. It was an experience of a lifetime that I, till this day, am forever grateful, and I can get emotional because it's been such an amazing journey that I can't put to words. And these results that you're seeing here that Nervous is sharing are real life people that till this day continue to drop weight or maintain like never before. This is not the norm in our kind of business because some people do a lot of fitness and just focus on fitness on the exterior. This program is a lot about making the changes inward so that they can come reflective on the outside. And needless to say, May 2nd is going to be now open to the public. You've been receiving this information, like here in this group particularly, is very intimate with us because I couldn't contain myself in not sharing this with you. That is the honest truth.
It just simplifies the whole weight loss, lose weight happily. Like you don't understand. We still work with people who do follow the container system.
We have different groups. Like I want you guys to understand we run different groups with other women, but this particular group is very small, and I've tried my best to share what I've learned in this experience, but it does not compare to what's coming May 2nd.
So for those of you going to Super Saturday, we don't want to spoil the beans. Norris and I are presenting, so we get to hear the news before that. We don't want to spill the beans. We can spill the beans afterwards. But there's a lot of things that you are going to want to be a part of. One being that you're going to have a first-hand experience with Ilana herself. So,
this is like having a nutritionist, you know. When I was 16, and I'll just share this point, or 16 or earlier, I think. I started early going to like Weight Watchers and my parents were like concerned. They took me to a nutritionist. And nutritionists, I don't know if you've ever dealt with their sessions, but they just give you a diet and they tell you, here you go, this is what you need to do. You know, the whole thing, eat healthy, drink water, these are the veggies, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you're supposed to weigh for your height. You know, very black and white. and go on your merry way. No other follow-up unless you go and pay for the next visit, which is probably just a follow-up on the weight and how you're doing and give you the list again. It happened to me. You might have a different experience. Ilana is just the opposite of that, night and day. And we're going to have the opportunity now, May 2nd, to have that, of having a nutritionist, not Norris, not Uneris, you having your own nutritionist for you, available to give you so much love, pour onto you what I received. And this is, you're just getting, I don't want to say crumbs because that's ugly, but how can I put it into words? No, it's como que,
It's like you're gonna have your own.
you know how it's like, no es lo mismo. I can't share everything that I received. I can only give you the lessons I've learned.
You'll experience it for yourself. For those of you who are part of the Autumn Calabrese test group, like it's impossible for me to share all of the live information that she shares in the group.
Autumn and Ilana are
Yo no doy abato, like I can't.
Autumn and Ilana, I can't even put them in the same category. They're night and day. So that's all I would say.
So this program,
I bet.
definitely they will have a separate entity that we are going to have access to directly to Ilana. And then there's also going to be, now you don't have to like imagine what an FFC is going to be or what a protein is going to be. Like you literally are going to have tracking systems. So that's going to be very helpful. Okay. So that's that. So I spoke about To Be Mindset coming in. I spoke about the bars. I don't know if you guys know, or you can, and you don't need to be a coach to attend Summit that happens in June. So you do need tickets to go there. What we do is we do hotel reservations so that we stay together. Our husbands don't go to this. We do it as a loan thing. So we could share a room and we share the cost. And this is happening June 19th to the 23rd, around there. And then we also have the event happening in my house on April 28th. And soon we'll be putting out that event list. The reason why I haven't done it is we need 2 weeks prior to the event. But I've been saying it, so you guys already have the date preset. And once I open it up on Facebook, we'll be able to bring down into the details. Do you guys have any questions for us?
Super Saturday is this Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And where is that?
It's going to happen in Terrace on the Park.
I have my daughter's 316 there.
Huh?
I have my daughter's 316 there.
Yeah. Most of our events are there. They're so open and welcoming to us that
Parking is available too. So I think that's one of the major reasons.
Mm-hmm. We're going to be there from 9 in the morning till 2. But that's for VIP with the breakfast. That's all sold out. It's with the doctor. So the general session begins at 11. All right. So if you want to make it, there's still space.
So you have to buy tickets for that.
You do. You'll have. I can tag you, or I can put the tickets in the group so that you have access to it too.
You can also pay at the door, I believe.
And what is it that happens there? You work out, you just listen to
Not for this one. This one we're not working out. This one, Norris and I are the hosts. It's the theme is Nourished to Flourish, which means we're gonna have the doctor there. He's gonna give us the like nitty gritty of nutrition, along with Lara, who is the creator of To Be Mindset. So they will be presenting specifically on their expertise. Then we also have the products as they are going to be launched and what can we do with these products and how can we help more people. Then they will tell us like more information on how to expand our community. Like for those of us who are new coaches, we'll listen to stories from other people who have done it. How can we become better in what we do? And then you get to hear inspirational stories and you get to meet us in person and meet other people who are not like aliens. We're all the same. And you're like, oh, these people, there's all these people here.
It's a lot of people, but also with the same kind of mindset that we're in. Just searching for more and more positivity, and also all the nuggets and transformation stories are also shared. And we get to, I think the most important thing is just that being in the community together in one room makes it special. I haven't missed one actually. Events for me are what keeps me alive personally. It just like it keeps me alive. That's the best way I can put it. How is everyone else doing? I don't know if you want to open the floor as far as the book or anything you want to add.
I see we have Ninoska and our friend here, Eddie. Eddie lost 10 pounds.
We have non-participants too that we can't see their faces, but hello to you.
Okay, so Eddie has been doing the 80-day obsession.
Hi, Eddie.
And Ninoska has been following the To Be Mindset idea, well, the new mindset, new results eating plan. And Eddie, are you eating according to the containers? Or are you eating according to the meal plan?
Like the meal plan, but like with the containers as well.
Okay. And how much weight have you lost so far?
Like 10 and a half pounds.
Nice.
That's
Oh,
nice. Congratulations.
How are you doing, Ninoska?
I'm doing good. Yes, I had to cook the meals. So I've been doing great. Not cheating. I just haven't been exercising though because of my back. So I was telling Eddie today, I says, Papi, today I'm going to start exercising today with you. But I couldn't because of my back. I couldn't even really cook a whole full meal tonight.
Ninoska, but one of the things that I can share with you is that the blessings of To Be Mindset is that exercise is extra credit.
I know.
And I had to really let go of the working out. I know that I bitch and moan a lot that I don't like working out, but I do like the benefits for a person that, needs to release stress, and it's good for the health and it keeps you vibrant. But with To Be Mindset, I released 29 pounds without working out. I would sporadically do it because of the business, and also I needed to sweat sometimes. I would do pyo, yoga, and then towards the end, I started doing Sean Week, which is 30 minutes. So you don't have to kill yourself. Walking, dancing, enjoyment is part of this meal plan. So don't feel discouraged that you can't work out, because the results in this meal plan you're following in this group is meant to give you the results you're looking for solely on the nutrition.
This program right here, Ninoska, the 3-week yoga program, you don't need to do a lot of things, like a lot of movement. It is specifically designed for people who need to work out, like who need to stretch or have been injured or cannot do like heavy lifting things. The other one that you have is you also have PIO. PIO is an amazing program. You can get a very nice results from it.
We're lacking on the yoga, because people that do Pilates and yoga, they lean out in a way.
And I don't know about you guys, but whenever I feel like in a funk and I don't want to hear Autumn and I don't want to do something extreme, I go to my girl here, Chill and Flow. Chill and Flow is by her,
her body. She's the Rubia, right?
By Elise. Elise is her name. She will speak life into you. She speaks affirmations, and she just gets you in the mood of like loving your body. So if you go to the yoga studio, which you have access to with your programs, you can also see this, and you can put it to the test. You don't have
yoga
to.
Retreat.
This is where, the yoga retreat. This is where I remember speaking to Cynthia once, that she was getting stressed out because she couldn't do the workouts. And one of the blessings of being part of this program is that you have the permission to take off the pressure of doing a heavy duty workout. Because honestly, guys, that has messed up our society. If you look at it, I am completely for exercise, and you know that I do. But people spend hours working out and depleting their body from the energy it needs, and then they don't feed it right because in their mind, they already worked out. So I know a lot of people that go to the gym and lift weights and do a lot of cardio and whatever. They leave the gym and it's almost like they have permission to go to the hamburger, have all the hamburgers and fries because they worked out. Or they lift because they need all this cardio or this carbs.
No, they're in the mentality of I earned it, so I should.
And that makes them lose control. And then you'll see that people spend years going to the gym and they never shred. They never look lean. they never look fit. They actually are injured most of the time. And honestly, it's because the focus is wrong. It's 80% nutrition, 20% workouts. So once I needed to accept that for myself. And I used to be one that I would be, and I even advised a lot of people. I remember, I don't know if Lady Lee remembers, I'm like, you know what? It's Friday. If you know you're going to go out tomorrow and you're going to have your food, have a double up on Friday and double up tomorrow. Do double workouts, because the more calories you burn, of course, the more you can get to eat. That was my mindset. But
I remember.
I now know that doesn't work.
And that just creates destructive behaviors, because we're looking for, all right, so let me let loose, and then let me now sacrifice a day or 3 days because I've been I've made bad choices. So I love the fact that this has brought freedom. Like, I work out, and literally these 80 days have been fun. I think I continue to do it because I'm loving the results. But they're painful. They're not fun.
So I wanted to
fun for some people, not for me.
I want to take the last 10 minutes of our call. I know we started late, and we're going to end up a little bit like at 10:15 maybe.
Thanks for hanging on.
So I do want to read over a little bit of the book, because I do want us to commit to really taking the time to do some personal development. And we're going to start with this book, which is Lose It for Life. Maybe you won't have the time to read the whole entire book. I realize that the workbook is very personal. It's like a lot of the questions that you would ask yourself, like all of the weight things you've done in the past. Like, this made me realize I did Atkins before, I did Nutrisystem, I did the green tea diet, I did Weight Watchers. And then you're kind of listing everything and words that help you describe the experiences that you had. So this is really like your journal, like your day-to-day journal that goes along with the chapter. I would really like for us to like look at the book and highlight the parts that grab our attention. And if we want to speak on it, then speak on how that affects you. And I'll share with you one, like, cause I'm a writer. Like, I like to write, highlight, note, and like scribble on the book itself. So if you ever ask me to get my book, I wouldn't be able to give it to you, because I write on the borders, I highlight it. It's like, wow, this is talking to me. So remember how at one point last time I was talking a lot about surrender. And it was because for me, being in control was mostly my biggest thing. Like, I had anxiety because I was so in control. I was in control of my present. I was in control of my future. I was in control of what was happening now. And like, I constantly overwhelmed myself because I was so much in the need of being in control. And it wasn't until my personal life had been out of control and it had been out of my hands. So it was literally like God's way of teaching me, you're no longer in control. It's up to me now. That I needed to learn to surrender. And when you surrender, you abandon yourself, your thoughts, your egos, your preconceptions or your preconceived notions of whatever it is you think you know. You let it go, because you have absolutely no idea. You think you do, but you have no clue. So you make yourself the dumbest person ever. You become blind, and you allow others, or the superpower of that I believe to be God, guide you. So when in the book, chapter on page 6, it said, the question was, are you in control or surrendering? And sometimes we think we have control, and we're reminded that we're not. We can, however, pretend to be in control, especially when it comes to losing weight. We pretend by lying to ourselves about the quick fix. And we all, and this was so me, I was like, oh my God, I said this. I just need an instant solution. We delude ourselves with mantras and we start to believe it. And then what happens is we end up doing whatever it takes so that we can make these beliefs, these lies, truths. So all I have to do is have more willpower. I'm just lacking willpower. How can I get more willpower? All I have to do is stop eating so much. All I have to do is quit being so lazy and exercise more. All I have to do is take more control of my life. I can do anything if I try hard enough. And when I no longer believe the lie that I can do whatever I set my mind to, I go to the opposite, believing I can do nothing and all is hopeless. The murmurs of my aching soul are, my weight is genetic and there is nothing I can do about it. It's a sin to dig up the past. What's done, it's done. You know, people say, I did what I could, I'm done. If I was supposed to be thin, I would have been born that way. I had a huge excuse in my mind that I was born thin, but it was because I was living in a big bone body and it only developed after I grew up. So I had to just basically throw my hands up in the air and live the way I was, because if God wanted me to be different, he would have changed me. And but that was because the lies were mine and I was trying and struggling to make them true. So when I learned, and this is where I said, you know, you have to get to a point where you no longer are in control of your weight. It has to be given up to a superpower. And the next page, he goes into, you know, why not give up the illusion of control and yield to God's mercy and grace and allow his mighty power and his good time, he will honor you, because now you're giving in your weaknesses. And when a lot of people tell me, I just can't stop eating sugar. I can't stop drinking alcohol. I can't. I say to them, have you asked, you know, for help from God? Because obviously, if you're able to ask God for help, then you've surrendered yourself to say, I can't do it any longer. Therefore, you have permission to come and help me. And that chapter right there, like, that's the beginning of it all. It starts with the lies we've told ourselves, and realizing that we have to let go of those lies, accept what is real, and move on from that. Well, that's me. That's my takeaway. And there's a lot more, but I'm going to leave it there.
Anyone else had an opportunity to look over the book and want to share?
Hi, it's Mary.
Hey,
Hi, I'm here. I just unhid it because I was doing my hair.
Well, perdón.
I mean,
She's the one that comes with makeup, you know, to our meetings.
so tengo que tener, no, el pelo tiene que estar bien. I'll let you see it in a minute. It's almost done. So yes, I'm like I guess I'm like Daenerys. I took this book and I brought it with me. It's a big book to carry on a plane, let me tell you. But I did it. It's here with me, and I am in love. I fell in love with the book with the prologue. I never read a prologue of a book, and I read this one. And in the prologue, it was like hitting me so hard because of little words, right? Little things, just making you think back, and not only for myself, but also honestly for my family, because my son is overweight as well, and I'm trying to help, and my brother is too. So I mean, it's a lot. It was like a lot for me to look into, but it made me realize that there's so much truth in just putting words to feelings, and it like really overpowered and overwhelmed me. So I thank you for the recommendation, and again, thank you both, and thank the whole group. I think this is really wonderful to do together. So
I know not everybody has the book at hand, but when you receive it, you'll understand. It's basically like a book that talks about the Bible, like the Bible verses, but it also highlights struggles of life, like that we're feeling, we're dealing with, but we've never really identified it or given it a name. But we're like, that's me. This is true. That's how I'm dealing with.
mm-hmm.
And when you realize that, then you're not alone, that you're not crazy. And that for me is huge, you know.
I think once you name something, it no longer has control over you because you're able to name it, identify with, like it's tangible. And that can be painful because certain things we don't want to, face because it's difficult to grow through that moment, right? It's better to just leave it in the back or kind of shove it under and not really identify with. But I think that this touches upon it in a way of just blessing, releasing, and surrendering to the fact that it's occurred. Now you're moving forward to the next level. If you look at it that way, it's a beautiful thing.
And it also helps you understand, like you hear a lot of people struggle with weight and they just go into this cycle of starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting. And for me as a coach and as a mentor, this and all other like different personal development books that I have done have helped me understand, meet people where they are. And I'm just going to share with you, like a lot of people decide that they're going to spend the rest of their lives overweight and controlled by their emotions and their food. But there's a reason. They're not just doing that because they want to. There's two things you have to do. And the book really goes into like a whole deep thought about that. But you have to, once you decide or you count the cost of what it is that you have to give up to unbecome or to become someone else, usually you get scared, you get cold feet, you turn around and you stop because the cost is very high. The cost of changing maybe the friends you're going to surround yourself with, the cost of making choices like having like broccoli and chicken for dinner when your family's having pizza. That's a choice that's going to have you be targeted, but you're doing something that is benefiting you. And so, for example, he goes into, the changes that you're going to experience when you decide to change. And you're going to have to stop overeating. Although overeating serves a purpose, it may not be a healthy or a desired one because you're doing it for your like you're giving in to your weaknesses. Think about what your life would be like if you didn't spend so much time and energy with food. And don't you notice, like once you're in this journey, it feels like a big weight has been lifted off your shoulders because we have been, conditioned to think about food from the moment we get up in the morning till we are in bed. And especially if we're used to watching TV at very late time in the night, like that's when food is mostly bombarded into us so that we are targets to eat more, right? And once you let go of that, you can put your energy into other things, into more prayer time, into more organization, into being more creative, into being happier, into doing more things that satisfy and bring joy to your soul as opposed to sabotaging your soul. And he goes on to say, would you have time to fill? With what would you fill it? Would you feel more anxious if your life didn't revolve around food? Most people do experience anxiety when they stop using food to cope with stress because they have to learn new ways to cope. Change, even when desired, can be stressful. So most people, they're going through a job and they're very stressed at work, and immediately to tame their stress, they're thinking a bottle of wine is waiting for me at home. I'm going to go home and I'm going to relax. And when you get home, if you're on a program where you're deciding to change, you're going to have to face your stress and maybe take a bubble bath and read a book and not sabotage yourself with food. So that takes courage. And that also takes killing yourself, like dying to yourself at the moment and feel like, why am I being so como una persona que masoquista, like que me gusta sufrir? But what you'll realize in the moment is that you're literally letting go of what is stressing you. So there's going to be a place where you're going to let go of what's causing the stress from work because you're not the one in control of that stress. If you were to drop dead tomorrow, life would go on. And then you learn to prioritize and take care of you because you're important. And all of a sudden, you learn that that's your job, but this is you. And it cannot break that border and it cannot affect you. So there's a lot of like things that sometimes unforgiveness, people don't want to forgive someone else, and for that they rather eat because that avoids the thought of having to say I'm sorry to someone. You hold grudges against other people. And then he goes over the whole list on the things that we need to let go of in order to express and embrace change. And that's it. I'm going to leave it there because it's a long chapter. But do you guys have anything? Next week, we're going to be talking about the red pill. So if you've ever watched the movie The Matrix, you'll understand about the red pill. I know.
You guys are cool. We're here like man late. We need to go.
We need to go. So I love you all, and I truly, truly am very proud of all of your efforts, and we will continue doing this.
Yes, we will.
We're on the growth path.
And let's say that you are reading and you were unable to, you're catching the replay and you want to share nuggets of things that you've read in the book. Others don't have it. Maybe you can share something that enlightens someone else, and we can like continue.
And you don't have to wait until the weekly call to come up. You can even post it in the group and say like, oh my God, girls, I found this quote. Check it out. Take a snap of it and post it in the group. That also helps.
Yes, flooding the pages with positivity and stuff that are going to add things to us. It's an amazing thing. It's not all about food. Sometimes we need a word that picks us up, and we can do that for each other.
Eunice, you doing good?
Yeah, you hear me? It's been quite a few days. I had a great vacation. I reached out to Unides. Monday, I was on my way to the pediatrician with the boys. I turned the corner and someone ran the stop sign and hit me. So I was not happy. I literally only reached out to Unides because I really have been lost. I cried when I saw her working out this morning. I'm not gonna lie, because the moves were so familiar and I know I can't do them. I'm not feeling well at all. I went to see a doctor today, and I did see a chiropractor as well. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I've come long enough to really understand that, yes, and like Unides pointed out, things happen for a reason. I do have to get my hands on that book, because without reading that book, a lot of things that you just said right now that I heard, even though I came in a little late, happened to me. And that's how it clicked. And like, there was a point where I was so upset about something that I said, I felt like someone died, right? I actually said that to my husband. I said, I felt like I'm in grief, like someone died, of how upset I was. And I've never been through a really close death to begin with, but I was like, if this is how it feels, this is what I could describe it as. And maybe like a month ago, I told a friend that, you know, a coworker of mine who has kind of been very supportive with this journey. I said, you know, it's funny when I said I thought someone died, and I was like, it was the old me. I actually said that. I was like, it was the old me, and I didn't even realize it at the moment. And I literally felt like someone had died, but at the moment I didn't understand. I didn't understand, and I said it was the old me. So, you know, I am grateful that I hurt myself mostly from stopping the car so hard. And braced myself, and I literally tried stopping the car within myself, holding on, and I thought I was gonna stop it from the inside, and I hurt myself more because of that.
Yeah. Did the doctor see that you have any type of things in your back?
The chiropractor said I'm completely misaligned. I literally was like, I cannot leave here today if you don't do something. And did something light, but it made me hurt more. So the acupuncturist made me feel better.
Take it easy. You know what? Like, I know that it's hard because you're like, oh my God, I only have 2 more weeks left to finish the program. And you were so determined to
Because I know after the initial shock, I felt like, yes, I am very grateful, whatever. But then it hits you even, and it was something I couldn't share. Who can I tell that to? Like, no one is understanding of that. Like, then at the night, like yesterday, I was like, even when I wrote to Unides, I was crying. I was like, I had 10 more days to go. And I've never done this long. I've never, like, that was not fake. I was literally breaking out, but, and I know. But
Se fue.
Se fue.
oh, I didn't.
Oh, no.
She's there, but I don't know. Her connection went low. I know, for example, when I was chosen to be part of the coach test group for Coeur de Force, one woman was also chosen to be part of it. And she was walking her dog. And she had received the package, the information, she announced it. She went out to walk her dog, and some car or drunk driver hit the dog and hit her, and she went flying, broke her hip bone, was in the hospital, bedridden for like 6 months. They had to do surgery, put the iron rods in her hips, and she thought like she would never have any babies. She thought like life was going to be done for her. She couldn't participate in Coeur de Force test group. Like, everything was stopped for her at the time.
Yeah, it's almost over.
And she survived, and she went through it, and that was a hard and painful journey for her. But for me, like, I saw her, and then it was hard for her to see us celebrate like the end of like the 5th round of Coeur de Force, and she was just recovering from like physical therapy, being able to get up from her bed and starting to walk. And I know that things happen, but we have to be grateful for our lives and have to take the time the way God gives it to us. We don't know why things happen, but we just have to be appreciative of it. And I personally don't suggest jumping in like Ninoska's back. I wouldn't recommend you do 80-day obsession with your back being wrong. Like, honestly, no, you don't need to do that. Don't put your life at risk for a workout. And same thing for Eunice. Like, life happens. It's okay. The workout will always be there. You can always go back and do it. Don't risk your health, your body. Like, you can't replace a knee. You can't replace your spinal. You only get one. That's it. You get one, and then the other ones are fake. So let's take care of the ones we have. I mean, How else do you put? Señores, I don't know if she's going to be able to come back. Se me fue.
I'm sending her a message.
I'm gonna send her love. I hope everything is okay
We
with the
do have to, send her lots of love and positive vibes.
and it sucks, and it does, but there's also lessons to be learned, and it's hard to see others that you started with and then she can't finish it, but she'll catch up in due time. So.
But she looks fabulous.
Yes.
She does. She's done amazingly, and 70 days is 70 days, and she's still showing up. And I think that's something to admire. And actually, you know what? Commend. Like, although she's going through some crappy moments, she showed up on tonight's call, and I think that's commendable. Yeah. A lot of us oftentimes go through things and we actually hide away, and I think that we should actually lean in. And that's what she did. So I'm gonna send her some love. All right, guys. Well,
all right.
Love you.
Love you.
Unless we're talking, but
Good night.
It was nice meeting you guys.
Night.
You're gonna have to go live in the group, okay? Yeah, we're gonna go bye-bye.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
My battery died.
That's okay. But
I've
we love
been all
you.
lost and all over the place. But it could have been worse. We're okay.
Thank God. The boys are good. You're good. You're here.